to look at some stuff with two-way tables. Okay. So let's read this first scenario. The school board of Waldo, a rural town in Minnesota, is considering building a new high school, primarily funded by local taxes. They decide to interview eligible voters to determine if the school board should build a new high school facility to replace the current high school building. There is only one high school in town. Every registered voter in Waldo was interviewed. In addition to asking about support for a new high school, data on gender and age group were also recorded. The data from these interviews are summarized below. Okay, so we have these interviews, and I want you to look carefully at this table because we're going to have to manipulate this table to work for us. You guys ready? Okay. So we are looking, and we see that there are 18 to 25-year-olds, 29 men and 32 women voted yes. 8 men and 6 women voted no, and nobody between 18 and 24 didn't answer. Okay? And then we're going to look at 26 to 40. 53 voted yes, 60 girls voted yes, 40 boys voted no, 44 females voted no, 2 boys didn't answer, 4 girls didn't answer. Okay? And this is just between 41 and 65. Okay? Now we're going to look at 66 and older. 7 men voted yes, 26 women voted yes, 24 men voted no, 29 women voted no, 2 men didn't answer, and no women didn't answer. Okay? So, based on this survey, do you think the school board should recommend building a new high school, and explain your answer? All right. So, first of all, how many people are there? How many voted yes and how many voted no? How would I find that out? All right, let's do it. So you need to add everything up to find the total number of people who were surveyed. And then you need to add up the total number of people who voted yes. Try that right now. You got a calculator in front of you. This is what you need to be working on. Yes, that's why you have a calculator. I'm not asking you to do any. This is punching things in a calculator. Add up all the people that said yes. And then add up all the people that said no. So, guys, for number 1, how many people voted yes? Out of how many people total?
515.
Okay, so that's how much percent? So we go 273 divided by 515, and we get 53%. Okay, that's how many people voted yes. All right, how many voted no? Out of? And that's how many percent? 44% said no. So, based on the survey, do you think the school board should recommend a new high school? The school board should recommend a new high school. Why? The majority are going to say yes. Okay. The majority will say yes. All right. An eligible voter is picked at random. If the person is 21 years old, do you think he would indicate that the town should build a high school? So what do we know about this voter? It's a boy, and he's 21 years old. So where do we look? 18 to 25, and we just go to male. Okay? So 29 are going to say yes out of how many total? So we want to do all the men 21, 18 to 25. 37. 29 out of 37 18 to 25-year-old boys will vote yes. So that's 78% yes. Majority want the high school. Okay. Why don't you guys try C, and then we'll go over the answer, and then we'll do the next one together. Okay, what did we get, guys? If the person is 55 years or older and she would indicate the town should be built. So how many women think the town should build a high school that are 55 to how many? Out of 71? I get 73.
Oh, we gotta re-add it all.
Okay, let's do it. We've got 36 plus 35 plus 2. 73.
I didn't do the 2.
Gotta do the 2. They didn't answer, so we don't know their opinion. 36 out of 73 is how much percent? 49%. So, no, majority does not say yes. Okay. Now, this gets really important. The school board wondered if the probability of recommending a new high school was different for different age categories. Why do you think the survey classified voters using the age category 18 to 25, 26 to 40, 41 to 65, and 66 and older? Okay, so let's talk about this. You can't vote till you're 18. Okay? But let's talk about each one of these sets and what they are. Let's start with 66 and older.
They're old.
They are old. Do you think they have many kids in high school?
No.
Not many of them have kids in high school. I'm going to say not many still have kids in school. What about, because this comes from taxes, right? So they might have, I'm going to say might own property, because that's how you pay taxes. What is the other way you pay taxes? Income. Income tax. So what about 66 and older? Do you think lots are retired? Okay. 18 to 25-year-olds. Do they have kids?
Hope not.
Most likely no kids. None that are going to be in high school, right? Probably.
Right out. They're in college.
In college. So do you think they own property?
Not yet.
Most don't own property. What else? Do you think they work 40 hours or more a week at a high-paying job? Make less money, pay less taxes. Okay, what about we group both of these together? What are these guys likely to have between 26 and 65? Most likely have kids. Might have kids.
High paying jobs.
Income tax. Highest. This is probably the highest group of income tax we get from it.
Wait, couldn't the 66 and older have grandchildren?
They could, but do your grandchildren usually live with you? Or they might not even live in the same school district, right?
Oh my goodness, y'all being dramatic.
So that's why I said not many still have kids in school, because some people go live with their grandparents. But I wouldn't say it was the majority, right? Okay. But I can't say they don't have kids, right? Because they do have some. Income tax is the highest. What about property tax?
Yeah.
So which group do we care the most about if they vote yes or no?
The 36 to 40.
26 through 65.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that 26.
26 through 65. Most likely to be making the most money in income tax. Most likely to own property. Most likely to have kids. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do something with this so we can figure out a little bit more. Because do I care if it is a girl between 26 and 65, or if it's a boy between 26 and 65?
No.
Okay, so let's kind of smush this whole thing down. So we're going to look at this table right here. And we are going to change this table into this table where girls and boys are no longer divided. Okay? So for example, I'm looking at this first here. I'm just looking by age. So I will go to 18 to 25-year-olds. 29 and 32 voted yes. So I'm going to add those together and I get 61. Okay? 8 and 6 said no, so that's a total of 14. 0 said no answer. And 61 plus 14 gives us a total of 75 people voted between 18 and 25. Okay? So now I want you to do the next one. So I'm going to make this bigger. And I'm going to leave this up on the board. Perfect. All right. Maya, Abdella, or JR, who wants to take the quiz? Okay. JR, I'm making it. So you're either going to have to flip back and forth or be able to read the board. We need another minute, or are we ready to go over the table? Okay.
That's why I'll shave my legs during the winter time. That's Jesus.
Okay,
Why would you shave?
so since we're having this discussion instead, we're going to go back to this. So, how many 26 to 40-year-olds did you get say yes? How many said no?
84.
How many had no answer?
6.
Total of 41 to 65, yes.
66.
No.
79.
4.
149.
Good. 66 and older said yes. 66 and older said no. No answer? Total? Okay, total people that said yes. Total people that said no.
12.
No answer. And total people? Okay. All right. Now let's look at these headlines. Waldo voters likely to support building a new school. So that's all voters. So how many said yes? Out of 515, which is yes, 53%, or the majority. We'll say of the majority. Voted yes. Okay. 2. Older voters less likely to support building a new high school. How many voted yes? Out of? So be careful. It's only older voters I'm looking at. So 33 out of 88. Good. Got to clear what that sample space is. Remember, the bottom is always the total sample space, and I'm not looking at the total of everything just then. Okay, they voted yes, where 53 out of 88 said no. So, correct statement. Majority says no. Okay, younger voters are not interested in building a new high school. So let's say 18 to 25. How many said yes? Out of how many younger voters are there? Said yes. So isn't that the majority? Most said yes. How could we change this headline so that it was more accurate? Maybe put very. Okay, we're gonna start number 3. First of all, it deleted the numbers for some reason. So let's fix that a little bit. Okay. At the last referendum regarding this issue, only 25 of the eligible voters were 18 to 25. Only 110 of the eligible voters 26 to 40. Only 130 from 41 to 65. And then only 80 were over 65. How am I going to figure out if the vote will pass if we only voted this many people? Okay, how many people voted this time? It's not 515, right? How many of them did? How would I find out how many people voted? So, and when we add them all up, what do we get?
345.
Okay, 345 people voted total. Yeah. 130. That's a 3. Okay, so how many people are voting between 18 and 25? How many people are voting?
25.
25 total. Out of 345, right? Okay. How many people, let's make a fraction, 26 to 40. 110 out of 345? 41 to 65 is 130 out of 345. And 66 or more is 80 out of 345. Okay, I want to take what I know about this table up here and apply it to these voters and see how likely they are to vote yes. Okay. So if we're looking just between 18 and 25-year-olds, looking at the table we made, how many voted yes? Out of how many 18 to 25-year-old voters? How many were there total that were between 18 and 25? 75. We just want to look 18 to 25. Okay? That's going to give me how much percent of that 25 voted yes. And then I'm going to add it to 110 over 345 times what? What am I going to put here? If we're using this as my example, what goes here? So what is, we're looking for yes. We're looking between 26 and 40.
31%.
Somebody open the door for Jared, please. Let's put it in a fraction, though. How many people between 26 and 40 voted yes in the table? So looking at the table, okay, out of how many were between 26 and 40? 203. Okay, so then we're going to add that to 41 to 65-year-olds. How many of them in the table voted yes? Are you looking at the table? Okay, out of how many total are there between 41 and 65? Good. And then how many voted yes between 66 and older? And how many total people are over 66? 88. And we're going to enter all that in our calculator, and it's going to give us who we think voted. Yes? This right here, 25 over 344. 61 over 75. Okay, and that's where we're going to stop for right now. And we're going to pick up right from here.